Welcome to Shovelware Diggers. Our dig team's currently excavating the Softkey Shareware 2000 Hit Games 2 CD collection. You can find a link in the video description containing the entire directory structure of this archive. Here's what our diggers have for week 155. For more information on how to join the dig team, simply follow the Patreon link in the video description. Now without further ado, let's get started. First up, Felicia Gladson's dug up DOSGAMES /arcade2 /GRAVIT. Something to do with gravity or gravitons or I got a keyboardscan.com. Might have to do with that batch file there. Also a readme .gvt. Okay. That's gonna potentially prevent people from looking it up, but anyways, Graviton version 1.01, copyright 92, Daniel A. Sill. Thank you for taking the time to read this. Okay then. It's a pseudo-vector graphics game. That is, it is an attempt to use only line drawings to make everything work. I used as inspiration an arcade video game I first encountered around 1984 as a student at SWTSU in San Marcos, Texas. Think you'll find it fun and challenging. No fee above $5. Oh wait, that's distribution restrictions. But yeah, it looks like the game is freeware, so okay, interesting. It's actually just describing like what all the different files are right here. Apparently, the keyboardscan.com is actually kind of necessary for the game to work. Just weird, like normally you would put that like in the game itself. Why would you need a TSR to do something like this? Okay, I found the controls here. Z and X to rotate the ships left and right. And then comma period for thrust and fire, and spacebar for the tractor beam. That's not terrible. It's interesting, but it's not terrible. Oh wait, hang on, I spoke too soon. It is actually Shareware. So there's a $10 registration fee. So anyways, let's actually run this thing. Graviton, a vector graphics simulation. Do you want instructions? Sure. This is your ship. The Z and X keys are... You know what, I actually do... It does actually look a lot like the, Yeah, there's an Atari 2600 game I have that I believe plays very much like this. I wonder if it's actually also called Graviton. Because I don't have it in front of me. Nah, the game I'm thinking about is called Gravitar, not Graviton. But it looks to be very similar to that. So Z and X keys rotate left and right, comma, apply thrust. Spacebar activate shield and tractor beam. Oh, and it's saying my ship will be held in place here, so i.e. no gravity. Or acceleration, for that matter. Oh, and I do have a fuel limit. That's good to know. And it's actually demonstrating what happens if you run out of fuel. That's kind of neat that the games... This is not something you saw in games almost ever, is these tutorial sequences like this. So it's kind of neat to see something like this in an old DOS game. There's actually a lot of tutorial text here. Oh geez, we're still in tutorial mode here. Okay, that's kind of weird. When I try to scroll the screen here, the score and fuel gauges at the top are kind of jittering. I have to wonder if that's just because of the way the game's been programmed, or why would it even do anything like that? I don't know. And now it's repeating the tutorial for some reason. The thing is, I've been trying to hit enter to clear through all of these messages. And I think there was a very... Yeah, right at the end there, it needs me to hit a different key to skip repeating the tutorial, but the thing is that it goes by so fast because there doesn't seem to be a debounce on the enter key. Okay, let's see if I can do this. There we go. So yeah, it was actually detecting the enter key without me actually pushing it again. So that's so far the only misstep here. But let's actually play this. So I guess we'll go to the easy planet first. Or get shot at by a spaceship from the sun. Okay. Easy planet. So you have to destroy all the turrets. And not get hit by things. It's actually very difficult to see, like, what I'm doing, just because... Well, first of all, the light blue color is never easy to see, really. Don't I have... Oh, there it is. I was hitting the wrong key. That doesn't help. Okay, I got one. Yay! Okay, I should probably consider... Whoops. Should probably consider not dying. Okay, let's try that again. See, the funny thing is that I do actually have Gravitar for the 2600. It's one of the few games I have for the 2600 that I actually have in box. But I was never good at it. And this is... I'm not really faring much better here. Or it could just simply be that the cycles are too high, but... I don't know, I got a funny feeling this is actually the right speed. Whoops, didn't get that guy. Okay, let's see if we can actually tractor in some fuel. Just so that we can at least say that we've tried to do that once. There we go. We got some fuel. Okay, so far I'm not doing too bad here. This turret's getting in the way, though. I just want some fuel. Let me have some fuel. Jeez. Okay, I think I'm just gonna have to go for it. Fuel levels are way too low, and fuel levels will get gone. Okay. So, that was Graviton. Plays a lot like Gravitar. It might be going too fast, but even despite that, it seems like there's a lot of... this could be very, interesting. If only I wasn't terrible at Gravitar, I'd probably be better at this, even. Also, the fact that it's using, like, a custom font and everything is pretty neat. So, $10 game, and it doesn't suck. So, yeah, this one would probably be worth checking out. Next up, we have a team dig from Paul Shear and Sinfidel ZT. DOSGAMES /Adventure /Advent2. Watch, this is just another port of Colossal Cave Adventure or something. I got a file, and another README that doesn't have a .text extension? That's 2 games in a row like that. What's the file ID .dis say? Adventure, the original Colossal Cave. Oh boy, how many times have we seen this now in like a gazillion different forms? Well, let's give it a run, see how it works. Apparently this one was ported in 93 by Paul Munoz Coleman. Anyways, welcome to Adventure. Would you like instructions? Yes. Somewhere nearby is Colossal Cave, where others have found fortunes and treasure and gold, though it's rumored that some who enter are never seen again. Magic is set to work in the cave. I will be your eyes and hands. Direct me with commands of 1 or 2 words. I should warn you that I only look at the first 4 letters of each word. Yep, sounding pretty basic here. Standing at the end of a road before a small brick building, rounds you forest, small stream flow. Yep. We've seen this, like, I don't know, 3 times now? This be the 4th? It's something like that. Because we can enter the building. And there's the brass lamp, and the food, and the bottle of water. And the keys. Although that said, I've got a funny feeling that we might be working things out better here. Just from the fact that I'm not running into any issues with the wording or the vocabulary or anything yet. Okay, that's kind of a weird thing to say. If you try to look around, it says, sorry, but I'm not allowed to give more detail. I'll repeat the long description of your location. There's no necessity to say something like that. Like, the entire reason why somebody's typing look is to get that specific description back on the screen. You don't have to tell them that there's nothing more to it than that. Yep, it has the same confusing compass direction things going on here, because I just went south, and I went into a valley in the forest beside the stream, then I went north and I was back to where I started, then I went north and I was in an open forest, then I went south and I'm still in the forest. Yeah. I imagine mapping this game out would be kind of insane because of stuff like that. Also, you gotta love the fact that it says here, you're in an open forest with a deep valley to one side. Okay, which side? Because that's kind of important for not walking off the edge of the valley to one's doom or something. But yeah, so far this seems like pretty much every incantation we've seen of this game so far, so... I mean, I can't really call it a failed dig, it's just... we've seen this already. Next up we have a very brief dig from Matthew Belshon. DOSGAMES /sports LTLLEGUE. This might prove interesting because I don't know of any baseball games out there that are specifically centered around Little League, but this might be such a game. Don't really have much to go on here, so baseball. Little League baseball roster. This is not actually a game, is it? Although the guy who made this is saying, please send me a check for $10 if you like this. There's not even a please there, it's just send me a check for $10. So, yeah, this is just a basic database program from the looks of it. Yeah, that's all this program is you just enter people into a database and you can print it. I think we're going to give Matthew Belshon another dig because this is just... I'm already done looking at this. There's nothing more to this thing. Since that went by really fast, Matthew Belshon's getting an extra dig. DOSGAMES /cards /roulette. Didn't we already look at something like this? Well, maybe not. We just got a single com file from way long ago. So, roulette. Diamond Roulette. From Key Punch Software, which means the actual author was definitely not Key Punch. And we may never know who it was. Anyways, Diamond Roulette uses the 00 system used in Nevada today. Well, back in 87 anyways. Up to 10 bets or bet combinations can be made upon each spin of the wheel. The game is menu-driven, one main menu, 6 bet menus displaying 161 various bets and combinations of bets. An auto-bet feature which can be selected from the main menu. Okie dokie. Okay, I see why they call it Diamond Roulette, because, well, the roulette wheel is shaped like a diamond. Although it does look like a standard roulette layout from the looks of it. At least as far as I can tell here. Although I have to wonder if this is going to let me to bet on lines or something. Like normally when I'm playing roulette in a game or something, what I like to do is I like to bet on the 4 corners of one of the middle numbers, because that way you pretty much have a 1 in 4 shot to get more than what you bet back. And then if you hit the number exactly, you're getting as much back as if you just put everything on that one number anyways. At least that's my logic anyways. So let's see here. Single number bets 0, so bets once made cannot be changed. Interesting. So like if I wanted to bet on, say, 5, I just put in 5 and then enter the amount of the bets. Yeah, I don't know, bet 1,000. So yeah, it doesn't look like you can actually bet on lines or anything. You just have to bet on the exact things on the board there. So then if I spin here, takes it quite a while to slow down. And it was 19. Although I think I know what might be going on here, because it says 4 and 5 number bets. So if I hit 5 here, okay. So this is how you actually bet on the corners or something, is that you actually have to put in a particular Okay. So this is kind of confusing in that the way you bet on the lines is basically there's a number assigned to everything on the board, including all of the potential line positions. So I put my bet on 5 on the last spin. If I wanted to put my bet on all 4 corners of 5, I would have to say 4 and 5 number bets, and all 4 corners of 5 would be 115, 116, and then 117 and 118. So it's kind of a weird way of doing it, but no, whatever works. So let's see if I actually hit anything here. So yeah, hit the number 3 there. So even though I bet a total of 4,000, I'm actually getting 9,000 in return. So I'm actually up money. So that's why I use that strategy instead of betting on single numbers, because you're just so much likely to actually hit something and get money back, just because of the way the odds and the payouts work. Although, don't kid yourself. This is roulette with a 0 and a 00. The 0 and the 00 exist to balance life out. And yeah, I'm looking right here. It does actually let you bet on the 0 and 00 as well. So, like, I mean, that's something you could do if you're, like, paranoid. Is, like, bet on both the 0 and the 00. And then add in all of your corner bets. Do 123... 124, 125, and 126. So put it on the corners of the 17 there. So spin it. And there, so I got the 15 there. So even if you're covering the 0 and the 00, you actually are still getting money back with this technique. But again, it's not, this is not something that is going to average out to winning a ton of money in the long run, if this were real. Although I've never been to Vegas, so I've never actually gambled or anything, and I have no intention to anytime soon. But, so yeah, don't necessarily be taking gambling advice from me. But in any case, that was, Diamond Roulette. I'm not quite sure what the price of this thing would have been, because it had this sort of key punch software thing there. Yeah, that was it. Like, there was no registration info or anything. Yeah, so that's kind of a weird thing with anything that was distributed with key punch software, is that because they were removing the author information, oftentimes the registration information would disappear with it. So there's no way to know who made this. There's no way to know if it's shareware or freeware, and there's no way to know what the registration fee would have been if it was shareware. So thank you, Key Punch, for completely obfuscating this thing.